All right, welcome back. And I was able to find an hour or hour 30 minutes to go through this. So let's get started. Huh?
おはようございます。
Where's Yonagi?
まだ寝ています。
Oh, I see. I glanced at the bed on the other side of the room. Yonagi is still lying there, breathing quiet and even. What's wrong? I thought we were having the same
そ
dream.
の通りです。でも今、ヨナギは別の夢を見始めた。
Different. Izumu
カイ
nods.
トの記憶をイニシャライズする必要があります。
What do you
あ
mean?
なたはヨナギの見る夢のレセプター。あなたに過去の記憶があると、それはノイズになります。
You're erasing my memories
そう
again?
です。
Wait a second. You can't just do this. Alright, let's look at this. Initialization. A term used to reset the system's variables to their initial values. Right. I don't even remember anything from before 2 days ago.
申し訳ありません。今回のようなエラー時のイニシャライズ処理に関しては、すでに本人の同意を得ています。
You mean me?
ではなく、記憶を保持していた時のあなたです。
Wait. Even if I'm going to lose the memories anyway, I still want to know what happened. Weren't you managing the dreams and sequencing them like a story? I'm still halfway through a story. Why is this happening out of nowhere?
夢の内容を決めているのはヨナギです。あなたはそのイメージを受信して、それに対するリアクションをヨナギに返している。夢の進行には、あなたたち2人の相互作用が必要。ですが今、あなたとヨナギの夢の世界にズレが生じている。
Caused
不
it.
明です。
What happens if I don't want to do this? Do you really need to erase my memories to resolve this issue? Situation?
何も起きません。あなたはこの施設から出られず、ヨナギはこのまま目覚めることなく眠り続ける。
What?
あなたとヨナギの相互作用がヨナギの夢を進行させる。レセプターであるあなたからの反応信号がない限り、ヨナギは同じ信号を送り続ける。それはこの計画の目標が達成されないことを意味し、結果何も起きません。
It keeps sleeping? Goal of the plan? I turned to Yanagi once more. Her chest is moving up and down
ヨ
faintly.
ナギの自我を取り戻すこと、それがこの計画の目的。
I asked her before what all this was for. Yesterday, she denied me that information. You didn't tell me that yesterday. Why now?
もうイニシャライズをすることは決まっているから、あなたは何もしなくていい。ただ眠ってくれさえすれば、記憶の取捨選択はリープ君が行う。痛みはない。目覚めた時にあなたはこの会話のことも覚えていない。
Suddenly, speaking becomes hard. My eyelids feel like they're made out of lead. My mind dims and my vision narrows. Wait. How many times have I lost my memories?
これが初めてですよ。おやすみなさい、カイト。
Alright, we're gonna have a different story now, I guess. A different case, rather. Alright.
デンマークの城にはな、幽霊が出るんだ。ただの幽霊じゃねえぜ。王の幽霊だよ。
I like how the interface also changed.
この霊がよ、毎晩息子の枕元に立つわけよ。それでとうとう息子は狂っちまってな、王の座を投げ出して自分の叔父に譲っちまったらしいのよ。父親から引き継いだせっかくの王座を。これデンマークで本当に聞いてきた噂話。どうだウィル、面白いだろ。
Oh, this genre switch. I wasn't expecting so, you know, the genre switch is so huge, man. We're now back in the old days. We're back to isekai shit, not native isekai. That's a weird term when they use native isekai. It's just a stupid term just to say it's fantasy. We're so old, and if it's not fantasy, it's historical. Because people can't imagine historical or fantasy anymore without saying the word term isekai. So at least some people do. Anyway, that story again. Haven't you heard any better ones?
それに死後もさまようほど執念深かった仙台王に比べて息子が頼りなさすぎませんかね。
Sweet. I'm still surprised there's a dedicated button to tweet. Denmark, a country located in northern Europe. A wonderful place where people use plenty of bread and eggs to make danishes. Delicious crispy pastries that bear the name of its countrymen. You know, it has a different name in because it has a different name in Denmark naturally. Because there's a Danish bakery here. And the name is so different that I'm like, oh, I can see why they just called it Danish. But they're really good, the Danish bakery that I go to. Anyway, crispy pastries that bear the name of his countrymen. As a bit of an aside, Denmark is the true gold mine for lovers of handmade pipes. It has produced many famous pipe makers whose works of art are traded for exorbitant amounts of money. That's a very specific thing.
いやあ、親子ってそんなもんじゃん。親父が飲んだくれだと息子がしっかりするみたいな。ほら、ちょうどお前たちみたいに。
誰が飲んだくれだ。
My dad, who's sitting at the end of the counter, and at the end of counter. What? It should be at the end of the counter. Snaps back. It leads to a coughing fit.
無理しなさんな、ご老体。
ウィル、パパむせちゃった。酒くれ、エール。
Yeah, right. Have some water. All right, this is immediately a tip regarding ale. What is ale? Alcohol made from malt and fermented at room temperature.
この店は水がまずいんだよ。なあ、エド。
That is your damn rat hole.
バカな親子だ。
なんだと。おい、ウィル、ローブを殴れ。俺の分まで思いっきり殴れ。さあ。
Dad, they're patrons. I notice Ed's cup is empty, so I pour him some more ale. He flashes me a grin.
さっきのロブの話、飲みの席で盛り上がるには今一歩。
You know what? They're not meeting the allegations that this is super similar to Fata Morgana. The only difference is that when you finish a story, you finish a whole story. Here, because it's supposed to be like dreams or some shit, they're gonna totally like, oh, the other person has to start dreaming of something else. Oh, okay, we're gonna switch stories then. But there's always the white-haired girl with red eyes. How about the one you told about the power struggle over in the Netherlands? The two would go together well.
オランダ？
What's the Japanese for Netherlands? I don't know.
オランダ？
I can't understand that. Oh well. Both Rob and Ed cocked their heads in confusion. You know, how the Queen had an affair with the King's young brother, and then they conspired to assassinate him.
あったっけ、そんな話。
Well, you told it. You forgot.
殴れ、殴っちまえ。
We moved on, Dad. Pipe down already. My father dejectedly hangs his head. Rob laughs uproariously.
事実ならまだしも、ロブの話はいつも町の噂話ですからね。
いつの話だよそれ。
Rob leans over to me. About 2 years ago, you told it on a rainy day.
ウィル、あのな、2年前の飲みの席の話なんて覚えてるわけないだろうが。
そうだ、こんな親不孝もな殴っちまえ。
旦那、それはあんたの目が見えてる時に自分で散々やっただろ。
You bet. He's whacked me so hard. My memory's messed up. Now I remember everything I ever heard.
でもすごい能力ですよ。もっと他のことに使った方がいい。ロブの噂を覚えるんじゃなくて。
そうだよ、レシピ覚えるとか。
Ah, put a lid on that. Would
そ
you?
れでそのオランダの話と今回のデンマークの話をどう絡めるんですか？
What if the king learned of his wife's betrayal just before he died?
最悪な死に方だな。許せね
But still, his younger brother and the queen managed to take the
え。
throne.
人でなし、天罰が当たるぞ。それでもお前は俺の息子か。確かに。
なんな、ウィルの話じゃねえから、ちょっと黙っててくんな。
The young prince suspects nothing until one day his father's ghost appears to him. The ghost entreats the boy to take revenge on his own mother. And that's how you line them up.
面白いですね。
それでどうするんだよ、その王子は。
I don't know.
なんでだよ。
I came up with it now.
不貞を働いた上に夫を殺した実の母への復讐か。血生臭くなりそうですね。
なに、今の世情に合ってるってもんだよ。エドならよく知ってるだろ。
そうですね。
Alright. You work at a theater, don't you?
はい。人気の作品には必ず血みどろのシーンがありますよ。
流行なのか作家の癖なのか。
両方でしょうね。でも連日超満員ですよ。スコーンも飛ぶように売れる。
さすがはテンブリッジ一の人気劇場だな。
Let's go. Alright. Traditional food stuff made from kneaded and baked dough. They'll suck away every bit of moisture from your mouth, but taste good enough to be worth it. Since the previous text doesn't indicate it as something that can happen, but as something that does happen. Right.
でもウィルもきっといいものが書けますよ。もしかしたらリリーザのお抱え作家にも勝てるかも。
A lot of new info. Pembridge region. A town that flourished at the confluence between three rivers. The name Tembridge comes from the 10 bridges that connect the island where the town sits to the land around it. The University of Tembridge was founded on the island, is now the city's landmark. It houses a population of 60,000. Saying a lot of things.
よし、じゃあ
Another what?
面白い話を山ほど仕入れてきてやるよ。
That's a lot of tips. Maybe you should do this in a batch instead of what I'm doing right now. Lily Theater. The fourth theater built in Tembridge. It is located in a relatively shady entertainment district near the river and is known for the violent nature of plays that are performed there. Why don't you focus on your real job instead?
なんだとこの野郎。もうおろさねえぞ。うちから仕入れたのそのまま看板メニューにしてるくせに。
I'm particular about this presentation, and I'll have you know.
いって乗せてるだけじゃねえか。ああ、おろさない。もうおろさないね。決めた。
この店からニシンの塩漬けがなくなったらジャガイモしか残らないですね。
It has soup too. Alright, I'm gonna do this in a batch. I'll do this later.
スープで酒が飲めるか？腹タプタプになるわ。なんで温かい食い物がスープしかないんだよ。
Because that's all I can make.
何年やってるんだよ。向上心を持て。お前の店だろうが。
It's my dad's, actually.
もう飾りだけどな。
飾りならもう少しおとなしくしてろよ、旦那。
Agreed.
静かにして欲しければ酒を飲ませろ。
Is that a threat?
何にしても花がない。花がないんだよ、この店は。
でもウィルは未成年ですからね。見ていて不快にはならないですよ。
Alright, bro. Alright, bro.
よウィル、お前女装でもしたらどうだ。確かに顔は綺麗じゃないの。
What? What are these guys thinking about?
声も高いですしね。
そうだよ、なんでお前息子なんだよ。お前が娘だったらよかったんだよ。
I see the drinks are kicking in, eh?
よし、今度スペンサー1だから衣装もらってきてやる。チェだけもお前と同じくらいだ。
Jesus Christ, bro.
スペンサーんとこは全然客入ってないからすぐ衣装くれるよ、多分。
No way. We could hire a real girl if you lot would contribute more. Come on, drink, eat, stuff your faces, you swine.
はい、旦那、客にバカとか言ってる。しつけがなってないんじゃないのか。
殴っていいよ。
Violent pigs, the lot of you.
ま、この自由な空気も店主らしくていいじゃないですか。
よし、そこまで言うならこの店に貢献してやろうじゃねえか。ウィル、コップを持て。先に倒れた方の負けだ。
Bring it on.
あ、いいな、パパも飲みたいよ。
The pub is full of familiar faces tonight. How many years has it been since I started manning the counter myself? Thanks to the friendly new regulars, I managed to get used to serving people, despite my initial lack of aptitude. We don't get that many customers, so I manage on my own. That's the reason our menu is so limited. But the complaining from regulars is part of the fun. 100 days work over. My dad is at his usual seat at the end of the counter, slumped face down over the bar.
ウィル、
Just as I'm about to lock off for the night, I'm approached by Rob. One of the regulars has stuck around until the wee hours. Whenever he stays until closing time, I know exactly what he's after. What is it? We're closed, all right.
いやいや、またあれを頼みたいのよ。
Again? You're that short of hands? Surely you have your pick here in 10 fridge. Oops. My headphone just dislodged itself. All right, it's back.
そりゃ書きたがるやつなんて吐いて捨てるほどいるよ。でも観客が喜ぶものを書けるやつは数えるほどしかいねえ。
By the way, considering the story, I'm guessing this is literally fan fiction of William Shakespeare. I don't know. That's what I think right now. I get filled. Oh, okay. This is line. Ha! That's so.
悲劇でも悲劇でもいいからよ。
I don't mind writing something, but it's gonna eat into my prep time tomorrow. You okay with soup and potatoes to complement your ale tomorrow?
いいよいいよ。仕込もうが仕込まなかろうが、どうせ素人料理だろう。
Oh, stuff it.
どうせだったら才能ある方に時間使えよ。
If only I were good at it.
いやいや、少なくとも料理よりはセンスあんだからよ。謝礼も前回のに上乗せするように言っとくよ。な、いいだろう。
I look back at the counter. My dad's dozing off. Give me an advance. I'll start tonight.
よっしゃ、やったぜ。でな、来週には稽古に入りたいんだと。
That only gives me 2 days. This isn't funny. That's even less time than last
だ
time.
ってほら、今日の話のあれ、デンマーク王の亡霊のやつ、そのアイデア形になるって。うん。続き気になるもん。
I can't write a full tragedy in 2
悲
days.
劇にしてくれてもいいよ。
How am I supposed to write a comedy out of a man killing his mother after she killed his father?
いるよ。限界ってのはよ、超えるためにあるんだと俺は思うんだよ。
What about the physical limits? I can't just close off shop.
大丈夫だ。いけるって。寝なければ。
Say that after making me stay up all night drinking with you.
はい、着手金。とりあえず半金。じゃあ、よろしくね。
Hey, you lousy! 2 days, huh? I scratched the back of my head with one hand while I opened the other. The coins make a satisfying clink as they sell. I stare at the 3 coins for a moment before putting them on the table. Guess I got it right then, huh? I turned to my class father and pat him on the back. We're done for today, Dad. You can sleep upstairs.
ああ、うとうとしていた。すまんな。
I hand him his cane, take his hand to help him up, but we head to the stairs. Rob stayed late tonight. I'll handle the prep for tomorrow.
また脚本を頼まれたのか。
Yeah.
やはり才能は遺伝してしまうんだな。すまん。
I think I've ever seen you write a word in my
い
life.
つか書いてもいいかなって思ってた。いや、今でも思ってる。
You won't. Don't worry.
ちょっと書けるからって。
It's an honor to be able to write a script for the Tembridge troupe. I'm doing it because I like writing. I'll make sure it doesn't hurt the pub.
いや、もうお前の店だ。好きにしろよ。
You're the owner.
ただの飲んだくれだよ。盲目のな。
There's nowhere in this place that I need to guide my father to. He knows this pub like the back of his hand. So as long as I put the seats back where they belong after the patron's gone, my dad can find his way around it with his cane with no problem. It took him a while to get used to losing his sight, but never underestimate how adaptable we humans can be.
先に寝るよ。
Sleep well.
おやすみ。あんま無理すんなよ。
He slowly climbs the stairs. I spread today's profits on the counter. Another month in the red. Even with the advance I got from Rob just now, it's not enough. All this money will go back into opening the shop tomorrow. I sigh and brush my bangs off my forehead. I'm seriously considering cross-dressing. It will bring more customers. Well, 20 bucks is 20 bucks. I can't even give my father a proper meal with this. I let out another huge sigh in the empty pub. No, this is no time to feel sorry for myself. I can't live unless I earn money. I get up, use the leftovers behind the counter to dish out supper for myself and breakfast for Dad while thinking about the script in my head. There's just no time. Will you use something I already wrote or slap something together out of a hat form ideas? It'll have to be one or the other. I turn back on the stories I've heard during my time here. All kinds of people from different backgrounds visit our pub. The small room is like a vast library. Think back on the tales I've heard. Shocking stories, pathetic stories, heart-wrenching stories, all kinds of stories. I put my father's breakfast in the pot for tomorrow and grab my own bowl of supper. Then I blow out the lamps and head upstairs. The King of Denmark, huh? I sit at my desk and stare intently at the quill. My mind keeps coming back to that story Rob told today. Ghosts, assassinations, patricide. Is that a word? I think it's patricide. Unless he's thinking something else. Let me actually check. Patricide. Oh, it's an actual term. Parasite is the intentional killing of a close relative, such as a parent, spouse, or child. Oh, okay. That's the general term for it. Got it. No way I can pull all those threads together in time. I do think it would make a good story. I just can't put it together in 2 days. I take a parchment from the shelf and look through some of my unfinished writing. I can't be too picky now. I have no money, therefore I must write. Rehearsal in 2 days, huh? Yet I have no time either. First, I need to decide what to write. Rereading some of my unfinished scripts, I remember the setting in which I heard each of the stories. War between England and France, infighting between 3 princesses, a political play about ancient Rome. Tembridge is a hub for merchants who travel all around the continent. Truly, I feel blessed to be in a place where so many stories converge. One of them catches my eye in particular. Oh, I've forgotten about this one. I searched through my memory. I got this one for Rob. He's really all about those rumors, huh? 2 women and 2 men. A tale of foolish youths in love. He said he heard it in Italy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is William Shakespeare, man. This could work, actually. The concept is attention-grabbing, and the story is clear-cut. It'll be simple to write the kind of comedic scenes people would expect from reading the summary. Alright, let's go with this. I turn back to my desk and pick up the quill. I trudge down the stairs. My steps are a little unsteady, after working all night. Ohayo.
Ohayo.
I find my dad peeling potatoes at his usual spot. This is one of the few tasks he's still able to do since he lost his sight. Moving behind the counter, I see the meal I prepped last night still untouched. You're not eating?
酒なら飲む。
Don't be grumpy now. Let's have the throaty laugh. You can rest. There's a gathering today, so there's no need to tire yourself out.
何？客がいるときは座ってるだけだから大丈夫だ。
You make double the racket than all our patrons combined.
あれは趣味みたいなもんだから大丈夫だって。酒なら飲む。
You know, I can't let you drink. Don't be stubborn. His smile turns bitter as he continues peeling. Now that I think about it, when was the last time I saw him eat anything? It must have been about 4 days ago. He nibbles on apples, much as in nuts from time to time, but it's been that long since I saw him have a proper meal. It was when I was stocking our ale supplies, if I remember correctly. I glance at him again. He's looking a little worse for wear every morning. We hear someone shouting outside, but it comes the hula-baloo of people moving in one direction and shouting.
カトリック狩りか。
Looks like it. All right, let's look at all the tests we accumulated so far. Salted herring. A preserved food made by salting saltwater fish. Since temperature is far from sea, and refrigeration technology has not yet been invented in this era, food stuff is salted to preserve it. Trying this kind of food with red wine is a crime worthy of beheading. If you must, use white wine. Okay. The potatoes. The undisputed king of all tubers. There has never existed a more versatile and delicious source of nutrition. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Catholics. Refers to the believers who adhere to the doctrines of the Roman Catholic Church. During the Reformation, the Anglican Church split from the Catholic faith. Now these believers are being suppressed and persecuted. Sir Spencer. Harold Spencer, a member of the gentry, a landowner aristocrat class. Noble, although not of such high standing relative to his peers. What sets him apart from his contemporaries, however, was his eccentric taste. Remarkable aesthetic sense and formidable presence. His degenerate antics earned him the notoriety among much of the aristocracy, and tactic admiration of some. So he's basically base. Anyway, looks like it. I stare at the door for a moment, then turn to him. Should we go?
いや、見届けてやることもできん。いい。
All right. Ever since Queen Elizabeth's coronation, the persecution of Catholics has intensified. Anime Queen Elizabeth. Nice. Being or even housing a believer is grounds for execution. After pulling on the limbs of those poor souls until their tendons snap, they are exposed naked in front of all, and their intestines gutted to make a display out of them. After that, their heads are severed from their bodies and mounted on a stake, to adorn the castle for several days. It has become something of a source of entertainment among the common folk. This country has lost its freedom of creed. I'm repulsed every time I see a portrait of the Queen as I go about the city. I wish she were made to experience the same pain and humiliation that is being inflicted upon others under her rule. We stay there in silence, the pile of peeled potatoes growing larger. So, What are your plans for today?
いつも通りだ。
I answer with a nod.
ウィル、
I look at him.
悪いが、ちょっと席を外す。
Alright,
迎えに行く。
I'll come with you. I slowly climb up the stairs after him. We enter the largest room of the house, and my dad sits at one of the tables in the middle of it. You're praying, right?
あ、
Alright. I turn over a small painting on the wall, showing the image of the crucifix in the back. Oh, he's one of the hidden Catholics. This cross is a symbol of the Catholic faith. If this idol were to be found, we would be subject to capital punishment as well. And yet, I somehow feel closer to God with such things around. A person's faith cannot be fettered. This is why my father's steadfast belief when he set up this room as a secret meeting place for believers. This is another facet of the pub we run together. I walk behind my kneeling father and cross myself. Then I clasp my hands together and join him in silent prayer. We humans are weak. We need something to support our fallible hearts, draw strength from in hopeless times. After a while, I open my eyes. My father is still kneeling in front of me. So after staring at his back for a moment, I leave the room. I go back downstairs and continue peeling potatoes. The hustle and bustle outside doesn't abate. I keep working, trying to put the horrific event going on outside out of my mind.
Ooh.
Hey there. We exchange knowing glances and I nod. If I'm familiar with someone, I don't need to ask for the password. There are just under 10 people who regularly attend these gatherings. We rarely get new faces. With the persecution going on, it's no wonder. Public executions has become the new source of entertainment for the people. After Rob, a few more familiar faces come in and go upstairs. All of them wear grim expressions.
ウィル、
Hey, Ed. Ed smiles at me.
みんな来ていますか？
Yeah. His expression softens a little.
今日はウィルも一緒にどうですか？
There'll be no one to keep officers from snooping around if I'm up there, too.
今は広場の騒ぎに出ずっぱりですよ。
I look down at the potatoes.
みんなで祈りを捧げましょう。残された私たちが心のままに祈る。広場で処刑された者も浮かばれません。
He stares at me, conviction stealing his words. I can see the fire of dissent in his eyes, a quiet, strong glow that yields not to the times we're living in. All right, father. I put the knife down and wash my hands. Ed smiles kindly and goes upstairs. I follow after him. We enter the room. Ed walks up to the front. Less than 10 believers are gathered around Rob and my dad. Ed stands in front of everyone. All turn their attention to him. Everyone loves his grave as a tomb. It's only natural, of course. Believers just like us have been executed for simply offering prayers while trying to escape Queen Elizabeth's persecution. Hiding believers, not to mention the priests, is a crime punishable by death. I don't know under what charges today's execution is being carried out, but I'm certain they couldn't have committed anything so atrocious as the warrant being executed in front of a rabid crowd. I'm sure everyone else here thinks the same. Ed surveys the group.
世の流れは絶え間なく変わっていきます。
He starts talking in a clear, measured tone.
今はこうして人の目を忍んでいますが、神の御心を正しく理解している者が世を導く日が必ずまた来ます。その日まで耐えましょう。我々の忍耐が必ず後に続く者たちを救います。
Ed's expression is calm, but his voice has the strength of will that makes the air in the room shiver. His poise makes me realize that I can never make it as a priest. I can't forgive this oppression. I can't smile in the face of adversity like he does. I want to see those who do these awful things pay. Maybe this is why everyone flocks to Ed. His smile is our salvation in these trying times. It's a rock in the desert. Ed places his hand atop the Bible and closes his eyes in prayer. Everyone else does the same. When Ed's sermon ends, we all leave the little hall. We always go down to the pub afterwards to eat together. Everyone looks cheery now. I'm sure the pub's atmosphere is helping to ease their minds. This is exactly what the pub is for. I'll have to stand behind the counter and watch everyone having a good time. Even my dad is smiling. The good times keep rolling, and one by one, people leave a little happier than they came. In the end, it's only Rob, Ed, Dad, and me, the usual suspects. The ale keeps flowing, and so does time.
この場所があってよかったよ。
Ed, Rob mutters, taking a sip from his cup.
ここがなかったら俺なんかはとっくに流されてただろうと思うんだ。
自分の弱さを認められると人の弱さも許せるようになる。人は弱いからこそ信仰が生まれたのかもしれません。
そうかもな。
Rob stares at the ale, swaying inside his cup for a while, and takes the last swig.
酒ってのもさ、人が弱いからこそ生まれたのかもしれねえよな。
What?
つまりこんな時くらいは俺にも一杯くらい酒出してっていいんじゃないのか。
それは違うんじゃないですか。
え、そうかな。
Yeah, you old coot. How many times do I need to tell you to give it a rest?
一杯だけでいいのに。
一杯が2杯、2杯が3杯に。いつしか数えるのもやめる。
Yeah, he who has eyes, let them see.
うっせい、うっせい。
Who's the parent and who's the child here?
あ、いる。台本の方はどうよ。
Well enough, I pulled out one of my rough drafts and then fixing it up.
あ、昨日のデンマーク王の話じゃないのかよ。
I can't get that done in 2 days.
書きかけていた話というのは
I'm basing it on a story Rob supposedly heard in Italy.
イタリアって前、俺最後に行ったのいつだよ。
About 4 years ago,
私はまだテンブリッジに来てない頃ですね。
as a priest, he moves town to town. He moves town regularly. Staying in one place for too long attracts the attention of the Queen's men. If memory serves right, he should be setting out for a new city this summer. We'll miss him, but there are more Catholics all over the country who need encouraging message of a priest like him.
4年か。ウィルが店に立ち始めた頃だな。
あ、全然覚えてねえよ。何？どんな話？
You know, the one about the letter, the one that got switched?
手紙。ああ、あったな。確かにあれは傑作だったわ。
どんな話だったんですか？
いや、これはよ、イタリアで本当に聞いてきた噂話なんだがよ。
A rumor, you mean?
いつものな。
ローマにそれは美しい女とそれはかっこいい男がいてな。二人は文通してたんだよ。二人は手紙に詩を綴り愛を語り合い、互いの声は知らないままどんどん燃え上がっていってたわけ。
顔は知ってるんですね。
お互いの美貌は知れ渡っていたからな。ところがだ、
Rob leans forward.
二人の手紙はいつも一人の少年が届けていた。こいつが互いの手紙を別の相手に届けてたのよ。
別の相手。
同じ名前の男女が二組。
In other words, two different men exchanging letters with two different women.
1年間もか。
Pretty intriguing, isn't it?
事の発端は美男子の最初の手紙を間違った相手に渡したことだ。気づいた時にはもう後の祭り。手紙をもらった女は舞い上がっている。
This is a weird story, man.
ここで間違った相手との文通が始まってしまった。この時にすぐに謝れば丸く収まったんだろうがな。この少年は別の方向に知恵を絞った。つまり美女の方にもちゃんと手紙を届けたのよ。
ほほう。
美女を物にしたい男は街に溢れていた。その中から少年は美男子と同じ名前の男を見つけ出して手紙を書かせた。
新たな文通が始まりましたね。
で、文通がすぐに終わっちまえばよかったんだが、どうにもこの4人の詩の趣味ってか言葉の趣味が
An unwilling cupid, if you will.
そういうこと。
間違った相手との1年間の文通。悲劇ですね。
It's a tragedy in a sense.
偽美男子の男は既婚者だったのよ。
なんと。
よくねえ。よくねえ。
その男の恋の炎は熱く燃え上がり、とうとう美女との逃走を決意。
それで
そこまでしか聞いてない。
なんでだよ。
だって噂話だもん。
The punchline in Rob's story shine for its absence more often than not.
どうなったんでしょう。
まあそもそもが噂話だからな。本当にそんなことがあったのかすらも怪しいもんだ。
Break the mystique, would you?
聞いてきたのは本当だよ。
そこは誰も疑ってませんよ。
で、この話をどうしようってんだ。
The crux of the story is burning passion these people develop for the wrong person, right? One of them even abandons his family to try and live out his fantasy of pure love.
まあ男なら気持ちはわかるよな。
Yeah, a lot of people can relate dreaming of a better life. It's a simple universal
で
concept.
も舞台ですよね。
文通がずっと続くのは地味だよな。
Even if it takes a year for love to develop in real life, you only need 3 lines in the play.
産業で
With the help of magic, for example.
なるほど。
子供に魔法が使えるのか。
What if the little miscreant who mixed up the letter was a fairy instead?
妖精。
You have a pair of women and men. They ended up falling for the wrong person due to the mischief of a little fairy.
なるほど。
I'm framing it as a comedy to make people laugh and leave the theater with a smile on their faces. I'm planning for a happy end, where after the whole mess, everyone ends up with the right person.
少年改め妖精が道家の役割を果たすわけですね。
いいじゃねえか。さすがウィルだ。
Sasuke! I quite like writing, and I actually enjoy coming up with stories, but you're always hurrying me.
でも今回も間に合いそうじゃねえか。
Not having an easy time, you know. I gotta think about what to do with that fairy angle, and there aren't enough characters filled in the time.
いや、実際大したものですよ。リリーザの雑記作家ですらウィルほどの側筆ではない。
リリーザの雑記といえば。
Alright, I think I've collected a bunch of tips now. Let's look into them. Alright, tips. What's the new ones? Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth I, the last monarch of the Tudor dynasty, known to be the lover of theater. Due to the great number of masterpieces produced and performed during her reign, plays from this era are categorized as Elizabethan theater. Alright. Usual place. A place where Catholic believers gather. Inconspicuous places were chosen to hold these meetings, such as basements or attics of private dwellings. Priests. A holy man of the Catholic Church. They risked their lives during the period to perform services such as Mass, baptisms, and sermons. Incidentally, Protestants do not have priests. Either playwright. Among all the playwrights in Tembridge, only a few are excellent enough to be offered exclusive deals to write for a single troupe. There are a few chosen who can eat on the strength of their quill alone. Watchmen. This is the name of law enforcers during Elizabethan era. They work to maintain security within city walls. As with modern police forces, they have their fair share of self-serving corrupt officers within their ranks. Alright, this might become a thing. Alright, that's it. We'll look into the other tips later.
クリストファー・マーローですね。
テンブリッジ一の流行作家様だな。
Check that out later.
でも彼よりもウィルの方が筆が速く話は深い。
Head turns to me.
勝てますよ、ウィル。
Think so?
そいつはいい。よし、俺から景気づけにいいもんをやろう。
Huh?
へへへ。見たら驚くぜ。
Raw rummages in his bag and produces a bit of something deep red in color. Jerky?
ただの干し肉じゃねえぞ。
これは鹿肉ですか。
Shikaniku. Shikanoko. Anyway.
おう。
ほう
That's really fancy, isn't it?
結構どころじゃねえよ。
一頭さばいてしっかり売ったらこの店の売り上げの3ヶ月分にはなるんじゃないか。
3 months for just one deer? It's that expensive? I knew it was a luxury food, but goodness. 3 months? That's just ludicrous. Where can I even find a deer?
お得意さん様々だよ。
Whoa, really?
余るほど鹿を飼ってるだろ。スペンサーのやつよ。
Oh, I see now. Keeps those expensive animals as pets.
そいつからのもらい物のお裾分けだ。
貴族は金銭感覚が違いますね。
みんなで食おうぜ。どうも今日は一人で空気にはならなかったんだ。
His tone sinks like a rock in water. Perhaps it's remembering the ghastly sight of those in the square today.
生きていくには食わないとね。これ、ウィルも。
Thanks. I tear up a bite of the jerky. Ed follows suit, as does Rob.
旦那も食えよ。鹿肉だ。めったに食えねえぞ。
俺も食うのは初めてだわ。
ぜひ。
Ed speaks around a mouthful. I break off a bit of the meat and put it on my dad's palm. He carefully picks it up between two fingers and slowly brings it to his mouth.
じゃ、遠慮なく。
After a bit of chewing, he opens his unseeing eyes wide.
この肉がね、確かにうまいけどな。
体にもいいらしいぞ。食っとけ食っとけ。あんた、最近食が細くなってるんだろ。
ウィル、お前が言ったのか。余計なこと言うんじゃねえよ。客を心配させてどうすんだ。
If you eat, I won't have to. No more ale for you.
やめに死んでも飲む。
It's late at night, and Ed is the first to leave. Right after that, Rob gets up from his seat as well.
じゃあ先生、脚本の方は何とぞ明日中に何とぞ。
Yeah, got it.
俺も楽しみだよ。ウィルの新作。
Say, Rob,
ああ、
do you think I can get more work writing plays?
金か。
I nod.
雑記作家になりたいやつは劇場の前に列をなしているくらいだからな。トラブった時に相談されるからいつも納期が急なのよ。
Yeah, I know.
まあいいものを書いてればどっかの雑記になれるかもしれねえけどよ。本業をおろそかにするわけにもいかないだろう。
Yeah.
売り込み方が難しいよな。また同じような緊急案件しか取れないな。俺みたいな行商には。
I see.
悪いな。その分店には通うようにするからよ。
Thanks, Rob.
お前も苦労したんな。いる。
Not so much. I have loyal clients that eat the crap I put on their plates, and I get to hear lots of stories. I'm living a good life.
そうか。店が潰れないくらいには食いに来てやる。
I'm gonna have a huge pot belly by the end.
力になれなくて悪いな。俺が貴族だったらお前のパトロンになってやるのによ。
Don't apologize. You do a lot for us.
今日は長い一日だった気がするよ。
Rob looks up at the night sky out of the window. Sure has.
いつまで続くんだろうな。こんな状況。
There's no evil that lasts 100 years, nor body that can endure it. Turns back to me. That's something Ed once told me. He laughs heartily.
みんな詩人だな。
All the world is a stage. He nods in response. This is obviously William Shakespeare. Okay. I don't know why they're dreaming about William Shakespeare, but okay, guys.
その潤いで脚本の方もビチャビチャにしちゃってくれんだろ。頼んだぜ。大作家先生よ。
No pressure or anything. After staying up all night, 2 days in a row, I managed to get the script in a presentable shape by the second morning, and noticed Dad hasn't touched his meal today either. I get up to my room in the afternoon to catch some shut-eye before work. Rob shows up to pick up the script just before it's time to open the pub, a little before sundown. I'm not completely happy with it, but it's good enough for the time I was given.
サンキュー。よく間に合わせてくれた。
To be honest, there are a few parts that are still a bit rough, but I don't mind if they feel like touching things up during rehearsal.
いやいや大したもんだよ。残りの半金はスペンサーにもらってからでいいか。
Sure, thanks.
あれ、店主は
In bed. He should be getting up soon.
まだ食欲ないのか？
Doesn't seem like it. He hasn't eaten a thing today.
心配だな。
He doesn't listen to me. Lately, I think he's trying to act like everything's alright for my sake.
目が見えなくなってあんだけ明るいんだ。すごいよ。
It's been 4 years since his eyesight started worsening significantly.
自信作か？
Rob asked, lightly tapping the script. That's competent. The fairy character is well done, I think. That's a good role, so I bet it could be popular. The actor nails the part.
さすがだ。ありがとな。
That's good. After a while, my father slowly comes down the stairs. Rise and shine. Rob's here, Dad.
おおロブかまたサボってんのか？
バカ野郎。潰れかけの店のためにお前の息子の脚本を金に変えてやんだよ。
飲んでくか？飲んでくだろう？飲んでけよ。
この脚本を届けるまでは酔っ払えないんだよ。
またまた。
Feeling as he does, feeling as he goes with his white cane, Dad heads for his usual seat at the end of the counter.
さあ息子よ酒を飲ませてくんな。
You know what the answer is. He flashes an amused grin in my general direction. To be honest, he doesn't look well enough to drink. He's overcompensating with banter. I put out the open sign after Rob leaves. Though it's not like there's a huge line of people waiting to enter. Dad cussed a little. It sounds bad enough for me to raise an eyebrow. Are you sure you're feeling well?
いつも通りだよ。
Want to eat something? I'll cook.
大丈夫だ。昨日の干し肉で十分だよ。
But you'll feel better if you eat something. Is there anything in particular you want? We're good for this month, so I can go buy something.
今月が終わってからでいい。支払いはこれからだろう。
Yeah, but
気にするな。動かないから必要な分も少ないんだ。ウィルこそ最近働きっぱなしだろう。少しは休め。体が資本だぞ。
that's rich coming from you.
そりゃそうだな。
I'll close up early tonight and then head to bed. At night, Ed shows up after work. He nurses his cup of ale and treats me to one as well.
ロブは来なかったですね。
Yeah, I wanted to ask if the script was well received.
大丈夫ですよ。ウィルの物語には人間が描かれている。人は結局人の物語を見たがります。
If that's the case, I have Rod to thank for feeding me rumors, and you for always asking the poignant questions.
本当に聞いてきた噂話。
I laugh in response. Ed echoes it with his own laughter.
本当に聞いてきているんですかね。
If he comes up with all those stories on his own, he's a bloody genius.
書いているのはウィルですよ。それに普通はウィルほど昔の話を覚えていられない。
You think so? He nods firmly.
それにウィルには才能がある。リリーザで働いている私が言うんだから間違いない。スコーンを焼きながらテンブリッジ1と言われている芝居を毎日聞いていますが。
Pauses for a moment, then directs a broad smile at me.
でもウィルの作品が負けているとは思えない。
Since he's a priest, he has to do a lot of odd jobs while hiding. From what I gather, the theater he works at is always at capacity. And the playwright writing those scripts must be Christopher Marlowe, oh yeah?
はい。
Isn't it dangerous to work at a theater? You've been there for a long while now. And there are always so many people around.
木を隠すなら森の中ですよ。
I suppose. But some people might start getting suspicious. It's best to err on the side of
あ
caution.
りがとう。
Ed smiles and nods. Just as it's a crime to shelter Catholics, there's a reward for denouncing them to the authorities. In a sense, the whole city is his enemy. Many people will jump in the shadows for a chance of getting rewarded, so it's important to not raise any kind of suspicion.
そういえば今回の題名は
Of the play, you mean? Ed nods. A Midsummer Night's Dream. Okay, this is ultra confirmation. The story of the events of one night disappearing like a dream. It's a satirical comedy. that I hope can touch people's hearts.
真夏の夜の夢。いいタイトルですね。
Ed murmurs, taking a swig of his ale. I do the same. I feel like something's not quite right here. Ed's not heckling. I turn my gaze to his seat at the end of the bar. He slumped face down across the counter. Sorry, give me a minute. Realizing the situation, Ed smiles and nods. Dad, go upstairs if you want to sleep. When I put my hand on his shoulder to rouse him, I realize something is wrong. Shivering. Dad!
寒い。頭が。
Are you in pain? Dad, are you alright? Ed notices something is wrong and approaches. Ed, Dad's. He puts one hand on his forehead and the other on the nape of his neck.
体温が低い。低体温症を起こしている。店閉められますか？
Wait, why is he having hypothermia? I'm on
ゆっ
it.
くり2階に運んで、脇の下と太ももの間を温めます。お湯の準備を。
Got it. Wait, how do you get hypothermia like that? I take my father's upstairs and do as Ed instructed. Apparently, the way to deal with mild hypothermia is to warm the person up and get nutrients into them. Well, I guess it's because he's not eating, so he doesn't have stored fat and all, so that's why he feels colder than usual. I gather from Ed's quick thinking that this isn't the first time he dealt with something like this. Thank you. I wouldn't have known what to do if you weren't here.
いえ、夜の間に街を移動するときにはかかる人がよくいるんです。
Yeah, but he's inside a bar. Pub, you know.
言うまでもないですが、お酒はダメです。利尿作用がある。お湯を飲ませてください。
Okay.
本人に食欲が戻ればいいんですが。
Yeah, but he's not been eating at all.
であれば、薬剤師を呼ぶことです。知り合いに一人いますから声をかけてみましょう。
That'll be great. Thank you. I'm genuinely relieved for a moment, but the implications of it dawn on me, and I feel my stomach turn into a piece of lead. I don't have any money on me. I haven't gotten the other half of my pay from Rob. Perhaps noticing gears turning in my head, Ed turns to me with a smile.
お金の心配はしなくていい。私が立て替えておきます。
But I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. To be honest, even with the money Rob still has to give me, we can barely make ends meet. This could quite literally push us to bankruptcy. How much does an apothecary even charge for their services?
なら出世払いということで。
I give him a small sheepish smile. I don't expect to become a playwright anytime soon, if ever.
脚本家として大成するかもしれませんよ。大丈夫。なんとかなります。
I feel so
ウ
pathetic.
ィルは立派です。
Thank you. I'm really sorry about all
ジ
this.
ョンにはいつも助けられている。勇気ある人です。ウィルもジョンによく似ている。
He puts on a reassuring smile for me.
今呼んできます。ウィルはそばにいてあげてください。
Thanks, Ed.
いつも美味しい食事をいただいている。気にしないでください。
I go upstairs and sit by my father's bedside. He still looks to be in a really bad way.
悪いな。情けない。
It's not your fault. I refresh the hot water, soak the clot in it, and wrap it around his arm. I know you have no appetite, but you need to eat something. This is happening because of malnutrition.
分かっちゃいるんだが、吐いちまうんだよな。
Okay, I know it. It's because he's not eating.
でも、横になってばかりいられねえもんな。
That's right. All our patrons only come by to see you. Ed's fetching a apothecary. He says they can make medicine for you.
何？薬剤師？いいよ、そんなもん。寝てりゃ治るんだから、もったいねえよ。
It's fine. I just sold the script.
その金だって、いつまでもあるわけじゃないだろう。来月の支払いに回しゃいい。
It's fine. Ed went to call them just for you. It can't hurt to have them examine you.
あ
What is it?
あ、なんか、悪いな。
I told you. It's fine.
酒さえあれば、薬剤師なんて必要ないんだがな。
Well, you can't be feeling that bad if you're cracking jokes.
酒を飲めば、すぐに良くなる気がする。
No, it's theoretic. You'll just lose more heat. No tea for you either.
そんな高級品、飲めと言われても舌に合わねえよ。
Your palate seems to get on with that venison, all right.
そうだったな。あんなもんが随分高いんだな。
Get some sleep. Are you feeling cold?
ああ、もう大丈夫だ。
I'll go tidy things up downstairs. I'll be back when Ed comes.
あ、わかった。
I get up from the wooden chair and glance at him one last time before leaving the room. I return to the pub and clean up the dish and cup I used to serve Ed. What Rob said yesterday comes back to me. That Spencer guy keeps deer like one would dogs. Spencer, huh? Harold Spencer. The name has come up many times in my talks with Rob. He said the ones who wanted the script today was the Spencer troupe. I wonder if we could make some kind of deal. If just one of those deer found its way into my hands, I could slice it up, sell it off, and get my dad any food he wants. Can't keep relying on Ed's goodwill forever. I sigh and my shoulders slumping. How are we supposed to see the light at the end of this tunnel? My mind is miles away as I carry on tidying up the pub. After a while, Ed shows up with the apothecary in tow. All indicates he's a Catholic as well. He wouldn't be risking it coming here otherwise. He examines my father, palpitates him, and prepares a few days' worth of medicine for him. It's to help raise his basal body temperature apparently. Thankfully, the amount Ed ends up paying the apothecary is a lot less than I imagined. Perhaps it's because of Ed's good offices. In any case, I think I could actually pay it back sooner rather than later. Thank you for everything, Ed. Without you, I wouldn't have a clue what to do.
気にしないでください。
When Rob comes with payment for the script, I think I can pay you back.
本当にいつでもいいです。
I can't do that. Let me pay you. It's money I got from writing scripts anyway. So you could say I'm already being successful.
確かに。
He says, chuckling to
で
himself.
は、その香料からいただきましょうか。
Yeah, Rob should be here soon. Have some ale on the house. Let's drink and wait for him. I hand Ed the cup and I serve some for myself as well. He raises his cup up to me. Thanks again. I raise mine and clink it against his. I don't like the ominous music, man. And Rob's not showing up. By the time the third bottle is empty, the sound of rain splattering against roof is impossible to ignore. Our eyes are drawn to the window. Rob's not coming, huh? As I mutter to myself, the front door opens. He stands at the door, his shoulders wet and heaving. Oh no, I don't like this man. Oh, hey there! Rob smiles at me, but looks awfully forced. We're not gonna make it, guys. He's holding a bunch of parchment in his right hand that I imagine he tried to hide under his clothing. It's the same script I gave him earlier. I only noticed by the fact that it's not wet at all. He takes a moment to recover his ragged breath. Scratches the back of his head awkwardly. I don't like this man.
すまんウィル。粘ったんだが。
They didn't take the script? I can rewrite it if they had complaints.
というか、来なかった。スペンサーが。
Why not?
今日は感激があるらしい。
Play. In other words, he was out enjoying himself at the theater? But didn't they set the deadline for today?
そのはずだったんだけどな。
Did they forget about it?
いや、悪いウィル。万が一向こうの事情で受け取ってもらえなくても、もう半金は俺が何とかする。ただ、今日は夜のうちにロンドンに行かなきゃいけねえんだ。ちょっと待ってくれ。すまん。
No, it's fine. I know it's not your fault. It's just that I really need the money.
ウィル、私のことは気にしなくていい。
なんだ、何かあったのか？
He exchanges glances with Ed. I nod in
さ
response.
っきジョンが倒れて、
は？天使が？
栄養失調と低体温症です。命に別状はない。
Ed called in an apothecary and footed the costs.
そんなことがあったのかよ。
Rod trails off, and an awkward silence hangs over the room. I suppose we've seen better days. I break the silence. Rod lifts his gaze to my face. They have the script.
どうすんだよ。
I'll hand it over to Spencer myself. I'll wait for him to get back home.
そんなことさせられねえよ。俺が持ってきた話だし、急いでんなら俺が立て替えておいてもいい。
I can't do that to you. If I keep relying on you two for everything, I won't be able to live with myself. I'll feel more at ease actually doing something for myself for once. Please.
屋敷には入れないだろうから、前で待つしかないぞ。それに、朝まで帰ってこないかもしれねえぞ。
It's fine. It'll just mean no mashed potato on the menu tomorrow. Rob stares at me with an anxious look on his face. After a tense moment, he sighs and hands over the script.
まあ、これはまだお前のものだしな。返せと言われたら断れねえやな。
I hold a parchment in my hand. I'm sorry, but I think I need to close the pub for tonight.
もちろん。
お前の店だからな。
I'm gripping the parchment so tightly that it's starting to wrinkle. I didn't write this for fun. I spun this story over 2 sleepless nights while taking care of the pub. What the hell is going on? My dad falls sick, and they don't even have the decency to take the script they asked for in the first place. I couldn't make this one up in one of my tragedies. Far from letting up, the rain seems to only be increasing in intensity. I roll out the manuscript and run through the rain in the direction Rob instructed me. I enter the area where the nobles had their residences, and before long I find myself in front of the Spencer estate. This is the place? It's a huge mansion. How many pubs can I fit in here? I wonder if the Spencer guy and his peers keep deer in all these huge gardens. I sit in one of the stone steps leading up to this mansion. In the thicket of trees, the spacious garden offers a slight reprieve from the biting rain. Now all I can do is wait. A thicket of trees in the opulent garden offers a slight reprieve from the biting rain. But despite the bone-chilling cold, the rain is the last thing on my mind. Rather, my thoughts are with the coming sunrise. This is the third night in a row without sleep. My head's starting to feel hazy with fatigue. And what in Lord's name am I going to do after this? Unable to find an answer, my thoughts go round and round in circles. I take out a little flask of alcohol I brought to keep myself sharp and take a big swig of it. Clear, viscous liquid lights up my throat, goes down to my stomach, where it settles in a hot, bitter pool. So many emotions swirl in my head. Being deprived of my fate, seeing fellow believers put to the blade, I'm tired of managing a dead-end pub, unable to even properly feed my only remaining family, all while others joyfully enjoy nights out at the theater, fatten deer up in their opulent gardens. People living here lead a much better life than we do. I bet they enjoy lavish dinners 1,000 times better than anything my dad has ever eaten. Are they really so much more noble than us? Is there a reason? They must have leftovers. Surely they have too much there and a match here. Would it kill them to share some? They're the ones who broke their promise. I take another swig of my flask, and the guy might not even show up until tomorrow. Rob's words ring in my head. Isn't that convenient for me? I have to do what I can to make the best of a bad lot. We'll have the luxury of choice. If I do nothing, we'll simply starve to death by the wayside. Our bodies could be picked at by rats and the maggots. I could steal some of what they don't need. I bet they won't notice if a single deer is missing. Just one single deer. It's not like it would ruin them, would it? It wouldn't affect them in the slightest. No one would even notice. And I could feed my dad. The pub could stay open. Why, yes, it wouldn't even be theft. It'd simply be ever so slightly adjusting this unbalanced distribution of wealth. Is that right? It is. I put my flask away and get up. This guy. Jesus Christ. Circling around the mansion, I come out into the clearing. This is it. Dozens of deer pace around inside the fenced-off area. I like how they have a super nice CG for a deer. Well, Shikanoko. I feel like one of them makes eye contact with me. It stares at me for a moment. Wait, this might be the stupid ass thumbnail of the day. I'm actually over time, but like, I'm waiting until I see the girl with the red eyes. It stares at me for a moment, eyes twitching, and then it loses interest and goes back to grazing. I smash my flask on the fence. The broken glass gleams ominously under the moonlight. I take a good scan of the fence, from one of its ends to the other. I see two guards in the distance. Dad and I spent all our time trying to keep the pub afloat, and these rich bastards can pay for the same amount of people just to watch over deer? What's the damn difference between us? Why are we deprived of our fate, killed off like animals for the amusement of others? Is this just our lot in life? Is there nothing else for us? As self-pity balloons within me, a sense of guilt as a proposition of that only diminishes. I'm not wrong. There are too many deer here, and a single person owns all of them? They didn't work for any of this. They didn't build this place up with their own hands. They were simply born into a rich family and inherited this land. There's life out there that could be saved with only one of these deer. Please, God, if you really are up there, I'm sure you'll forgive the transgression I'm about to commit. The two guards turned their back on the fence area and began chatting amongst themselves. Is this my chance? I lowered myself to a crouch, gripped the broken flask in my hand. Then I was soundlessly jump over the fence. I quickly make a beeline for a herd of deer, but as I approach, the scared creatures run away on swift hooves. I manage to grab a deer that lands behind by the horns with my left hand. I hold it firm and raise the broken flask up a lot. The deer turns its beady eyes towards me. Its dark pupils stare right at me. Suddenly I freeze on the spot. The deer keeps staring at me. I screw my eye shut and swung the sharp broken flask down. But something's wrong. Something strong and unyielding catches hold of my arm. I look up to see a brawny bearded man hold my arm in place. Oh man, it's over for Will. Unsurprisingly enough, I got caught. They tie my hands behind my back and throw me in some corner to wait for their boss to come home. The rope is so tight I can't move my hands at all. But even in the case I could untie it, I won't be able to overpower the guards. I suppose I have no choice but to wait for judgment. I can only hope even nobles have some kind of empathy. If I explain my situation, maybe. But as I trudge through the thoughts in the bog of my mind, the main door opens.
Spencer-sama!
Oh, don't tell me the white-haired girl is the wife of Lord Spencer. This is like Yakubo's story in Fata Morgana or some shit.
お帰りなさいませ。
Ronnie guard.
ああ、ただいま。何してるの？ You 誰？
A man in gaudy clothes stepped in with a relaxed gait. He carries himself with a leisure that feels otherworldly. Is this Harold Spencer? I knew it. This is gonna be. I already have an idea how this story is gonna go. It's gonna be a romance thing where he steals. All right, I'm down for the shit. Harold Spencer.
実はこいつがスペンサー様の鹿を盗もうとしたんで。
え？ミーの鹿を？なんで？ユウ鹿が好きなの？っていうかそもそもユウたちは誰？
Spencer turns to the guards and tilts his head to the side.
私たちは庭の見張りのもんで。
うん。
昼間は草刈りなんかもさせてもらってます。はい。
そう。
Everything. You can tell he doesn't even know they exist. He doesn't even know he has fucking guards for like fucking deer at all.
それでこいつが鹿を盗もうとして。
それとユウたちがここにいることと何の関係があるのかわからないな。
Perdóneme, but I fail to see the connection. What? I can't tell if this is misspelling or he's talking in some different ass language right now.
いやそれは
こいつの処分をスペンサー様に決めてもらおうと思ったからで。
処分をミーがなんで
What? Is this really what? I can't tell if this is how it's supposed to be like. I really can't tell if this is a mistranslation or like, I mean, my game file's messing up. It's Spanish. What? Is this supposed to be Spanish? Am I seeing Spanish text suddenly show up in my what? I can't honestly I can't tell. I'm gonna assume this is how it's supposed to be. He's kind of talking Spanish while he's talking English at the same time. What? I mean that happens, but like I can't tell if this is intended or not. I can't tell if my game file is broken.
なんでって。
スペンサー様の土地だし鹿だし。
そうだねミーの鹿だね
Yeah, I think he really is speaking in he really is speaking half English, half Spanish, I guess. I'm kind of confused. Spencer sounds plainly bored by all this. The white-haired woman next to him gazes on in the distance, obviously uninterested.
何かアイディアないのユウたちが見張ってた庭に入ったんでしょ
Okay, I recognize it. I recognize Chico. So it's intended for him to be speaking in Spanish? I don't know, man. I don't know if this is intended. Maybe he's supposedly talking in some sort of like he's mixing modern and ancient Japanese and they decided to just turn it into Spanish, I guess. I don't know.
神聖なスペンサー様の敷地に入ったわけでありますから。首をはねるのがいいかと思います。
What? You want to kill me? I didn't even do anything.
お前は黙ってろ。
わかったじゃあそうしようこのボーイ美しいからもったいないけどね首は飾っておこう
I like how he says it in a very disinterested tone. he also like the Chico's rather handsome, so it'll be a waste. What did he mean by this?
じゃあ早速行こうか血を見るのは久しぶりだ
You can tell they're so disinterested and bored that they're like, you know what? Okay, fine, do it. I haven't seen blood in a while. What? Wait, I came here because I was asked to deliver a script to you.
すっとたけだけしいな。
And how do you have the right to decide to kill me on the spot?
お前何にも知らないのな。
Huh? What? Spencer looks down at me. Again, he tilts his head to the side in confusion. Like the deer from before, his gaze feels like it pierces right through me. Listen to what I have to say. It's my life you're toying with here.
ユウの話いいよ
You can tell he's so disinterested, but he's like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'm gonna listen if it's gonna entertain me. It was wrong of me to try to steal from you. I recognize that. I'm very sorry. My name is William Shakespeare. Ah, there you go. This is it. This is it. He said the line. He said the line. I'm William Shakespeare. This is like, all right. I might use this as a fucking thumbnail. All right, we have this is William Shakespeare fan fiction. All right, let's get this down. Let's continue again. My name is William Shakespeare. Your troupe has bought my scripts before. I came here to deliver one of them. I try not to sound like a madman while fervently stating my case.
劇団ああ
Oh, I have one of those. Oh yeah. Spencer glances at the woman beside him.
そうなの
The woman just gives him a faint smile. Then she looks down at me. The suspicion in her gaze is clear. The guards exchange glances. My father, he fell sick and I...
Stop!
Para, stop. Is this yeah, I think the translation was like this. He only said stop. He only said the word stop. But like I don't get why he's speaking some Spanish while he's speaking English at the same time. Lester closes his eyes and cuts me off.
ユウは本当に詩人なのかい？病弱な親、やむを得ない犯罪。100万回は聞いたよ。美しくない。ユウの顔の方がよっぽど綺麗だとミーは思うな。
Your face is more Bella than anything that comes out of your mouth. Right. But I'm telling the truth.
No way.
No way.
そんな話より、ユウの美しい顔が宙を舞うのを見たい。
Your Hermosa face. I opened my mouth to try and say something, but I realized this noble is not seeing me at all. It's like he's looking down at dirt on his shoe.
だから跳ねよう。Right now.
Right now. Right now. So they translate the English lines as Spanish. Okay.
はい。
ただいま。
What is that bad? What the fuck is that bad thing? Oh my god, is he getting aroused by death? What the fuck?
人の死を見るのは久しぶりだ。ありがとう、ユウ。生まれてきてくれてありがとう。
Like to you. It's like he's rapping. Wait, no, stop. Bro's getting horny about the prospect of that. What the hell is this? There's something wrong with this man. Is this seriously gonna be how my life ends? Wait, I mean his profile did said he has a weird he has some weird inclinations. No, please. I don't want to die.
待って。
どうしたオリーブ。
リチャード3世を書いたシェイクスピアがあなたなの？
By the way, think about this. Every time you see a girl with the white hair and red eyes, they have the same voice actor all this time. She's so base. Jesus, Yu Asakawa is so base, man. She's so base. She could do whatever she wants. Anyway. That's the name of the historical drama I wrote on Rob's request a while ago.
あなたが書いたの？本当に？
I nod vigorously. I feel like my head will come loose from all this nodding, long before they can chop it off.
スペンサー様。このもの生かしておく価値はあります。
Why?
Why? Why? Naze? ¿Por qué? Why?
このものはこの世界で誰よりも美しい言葉を紡ぐ詩人です。
I still don't get why the translation is in Spanish, though. They could have chosen French or some shit. Oh wait, no, Englishmen hate French. But why does Lord Spencer have to also speak in Spanish instead? Unless there's some sort of Spanish thing going on. I don't know too much about history, but that's the mood.
ジャジャ馬ならしもこのものの作品です。そうだったわね。
Yeah, yes, that's me. I wrote on Rob's request as well. He sold that to the Spencer guy too? I'm guessing he's not actually selling it to Spencer. I mean, it's the person only Rob thinks he's selling it to Spencer, but he's actually selling it to Olive or some shit.
そうなの？ミーはね、あの酔っ払いのスライが大好きなんだよ。あれはモデルになった人がいるのかい？
Yeah, I kind of run a pub. I see a lot of drunks, so he was a mixture of all of them.
そうなんだね。
スペンサー様、このものを私が見受けしたく思います。
え？ユウがこのボーイを見受けするの？それは生意気じゃない。
My girl?
このものが劇団にいれば、見る者の心を揺さぶる真実の物語をお見せできます。
Ah, so this girl is related to the troupe. I'm also guessing she's also his side bitch or some shit. That's usually how it goes, right? And this is gonna be a story about him falling in love with this lady, and then you know what? I'm almost out of time. I'm giving myself 6 minutes and I have to leave. All right.
真実の物語？
はい。
それはとっても怖く的な響きだね。
そう思います。
いいよ。じゃあオリーブの好きにしなよ。ただし。
By the way, there's some weird things going on. There, like sometimes when Olive's lines show up, it's sometimes it's Olive, sometimes it's question mark. We already established who's the name of the person, but he's like, suddenly it becomes question mark. I'm like, what?
節度ある行動をするんだよ。いいね。
はい。
ボーイ、今日からユウはオリーブの奴隷だ。頑張ってね。
Buena suerte. But he didn't speak in English, so why would he translate the gambata da? Buena suerte. What?
残念だな。ユウの首が飛ぶところを見たかった。さぞ美しかろうね。
It would have been Hermosa. This translation, Dad.
つまらない言葉を紡いだらすぐに首をはねます。
What?
ナイスだね。
ナイスだね。Maravilloso.
後のことはお任せを。
わかった。グンナイ。
Good night. Buenas noches.
おやすみなさい。
Slave? Me? Wait, I think this, I rather prefer it's him and the woman. I like I don't like dudes in my thumbnails except for like the MC. A jaw is clenched so tight I can hear my teeth grinding together. The woman just stands there looking down at me. Whether it's pity or contempt in her eyes, I can't tell. But unlike Spencer, at least there's some emotion in them, which makes it infinitely easier to bear. She turns her gaze to the pair of guards.
私が連れて行く。あなたたちは戻っていい。
いや、そういうわけには、オリビア様。
話は聞いていたでしょ。
ですが、
何度も言わせないで。
Her voice lowers to a growl, and the guards cower behind me.
取り上げた荷物も置いていって。
The two men are staring at one another at a complete loss, and the woman, apparently named Olivia, sighs in exasperation. The guards look genuinely unsure as to what to do.
早く。
It sounds like she's at the end of her wits. The guards nod and give Olivia the parchment they took from me and leave dejectedly. Olivia then turns back in my direction. Her gaze is set squarely upon me.
ウィリアム・シェイクスピアなのね。
Yo! Our guy. Huh? Her gaze feels like it's piercing right through me. I slowly nod. She unfolds the parchment and looks at the script within.
真夏の夜の夢。いいタイトルね。
Wait, I think I like this. She has a grin on her face. Thanks.
ついてきて。
Huh? By the way, I really like her range. Asakawa's range, man. Like in the first story, in case 3, he has a really young yeah, I really like voice. I don't know, but you know, it's young and very Stacy, whatever. Like, and here she's back to her more mature woman voice. I appreciate them both. Anyway, still looking down at my script, she turns and begins walking at a brisk pace. Hey! Her white hair sways behind as she goes. Still with my hands tied behind my back, I chase after her. It's a typically lively night at Tembridge, but Olivia strides ahead with a fearless purpose. Impressively, she still has her eyes on my script. There aren't as many people to bump into the middle of the night, but she's still going pretty darn fast. I can barely keep up, tired and dazed as I am. The look of the townspeople give me as I follow her sting. It makes sense, I suppose. If I saw a tied-up man chasing after a girl in the middle of the night, I would stare too. At this rate, I'm going to fall over, and getting up is not going to be fun. I don't care if it's a long walk, I'd like to at least not be tied up. Then all of a sudden I lose sight of her. Huh?
こっち
I turn towards her voice. I'm just in time to see Olivia stepping inside a huge building. White outer walls carved before me, forming a circular building. Whoa! This is... Looking back down at my feet, I go in after Olivia. And when I finally take a breath and look up again, the audience seats spread across my peripheral vision. It's the Globe Theater. Why, yes, it's that place in William Shakespeare's life. Cambridge's greatest theater. Even I know the name.
入るのは初めて
I look over at her. She's standing in the middle of the theater, her form beautifully illuminated by the moonlight. Dumbfounded, I stare at her while my sluggish mind tries to come up with an answer. Her silky white hair flutters in the breeze. Olivia looks over at empty seats. I follow her gaze and get a good look at the vastness of the theater. Row upon rows of empty seats march upwards toward the sky. I come here to see plays before, but I look at the empty seats again. It's my first time seeing it empty.
そうこんなに静かなの人がいないといい場所でしょ
Yeah. I take in the scenery and then turn to the stage. On top of the wooden stage stands a pair of huge vermilion pillars.
満席になれば2000人を超える人がこの舞台に注目する
Ah, yes, this is the voice I'm familiar with.
立ち見客を押し込めばもっと入る
I'm gonna finish the scene and then I have to end, so let's go.
その観客の喝采を一心に浴びる快感を想像するだけで男に抱かれるのがバカらしくなる
My head snaps back to her on reflex. Her faint cheeks glow under the moonlight like polished marble. Her attention is focused on the square. Forgetting to speak and even breathe, I steadily stare at her profile. Something in her enraptured expression captivates me. It feels like I'm being pulled in by force majeure. How can there exist such a beautiful woman? Without warning, she turns back to me and our gaze clash.
あなたを買うわ
Oh shit, I'm being bought. Oh shit. Excuse me? Buying me? Like a pet? Or like a slave? 奴隷
奴隷として身請けしてあげる
slave. So, don't really. She's buying and enslaving me like an animal.
書きなさい私の劇団にだけ書きなさいテンブリッジを沸かせて時の洗礼をものともしない物語を書くのあなたにはそれができる
Wait a
あなた
minute.
にしかそれはできない
She could be talking anyway. Wait a minute now.
首をはねられたくないならそれしかない書くか死ぬか選んで
Her tone is neutral and monotonous. She stares at me, her mouth is set into a hard line. So, if I write, I get to stay alive?
書かないとあなたは生きられないの
Did they even have a choice to begin with?
そうねまずはこれの手直し
Olivia then pushes the script with a Midsummer's Night Dream onto me. Fix what?
登場人物を増やして場面も足りないよく書けているけどこの長さじゃお金を返せと言われる
But I...
尺がないと面白いかどうかの判断もしてもらえないこの場所を埋めるのは庶民なの明日の夜まで待ってあげる下手なものを書いたらあなたはそこで終わり今ここで誓いなさい金輪際陳腐な言葉は紡がないと誓う私に
Okay, I'll fix this. I'll do what I can.
そんな中途半端な覚悟じゃダメあなたは歴史に名を残す物語を書くのよ私と一緒に誓える
I slowly nod. Compelled by something besides my free will, I nod. Olivia, out of nowhere, she slaps me across the face. Huh? The corners of her mouth work into a smug smile.
オリビア様でしょ
Oh, are we entering into this kind of story, guys?
あなたは奴隷なのよ
Oh shit. What kind of story did we get into, guys? But... Hey! Stop! Damn it all! this woman. She's a sadist. That a sadist, whatever. You know, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Lady Olivia. Olivia-sama. What now?
声が小さい。
Olivia-sama.
あなたは奴隷。わかった？
I nod. Should I really be nodding this? Well, he's an M now. Oh shit. Then again, do I really have a choice here? After all, I was the one who tried to steal.
あなたは私のためにシヘドを吐いてでも名作を書く。誓えるわよね。
Nod again. Are you still hitting me?
返事がないから。
Yes, I swear.
いいか？
The rope binding my cut on my arms is cut. I rub at my now free and itchy wrists.
のんびりしてる時間がないでしょ。早く帰って書きなさいよ。
Alright, just give me the script. Thrust the script towards me. I reach for it. But when I pull, she doesn't let go. I look up and I'm immediately pierced by her intense gaze.
あなたが書いたものとはいえ、これはもう劇団が買い取ったもの。生の脚本は劇団にとっては貴重品。
No. I've only received half the payment for it.
そうなの？お金が必要なの？
I silently nod.
そう。いくら欲しいの？
Tell her the amount Rob promised.
ちょっと待ってなさい。
Olivia goes to the room backstage and returns a moment later. Thanks.
対価としてお金が発生するのはこれが最後。これを書いた時はまだあなたは奴隷じゃなかった。わかった？
I nod. Understood, Olivia-sama.
いいか？これでこの脚本は私の劇団のもの。普段は全文まとまったまま持ち出すことなんてない。
Really?
脚本は劇団の財産。他に盗まれたらどうするの？取り扱いにはくれぐれも気をつけて。なくしたらあなたを殺すわ。脅しじゃないわよ。
Yeah, I get it.
遊びじゃないの。約束して。
Okay,
念のため住まいも聞いておくわ。
I'm not gonna run away or... Ha!
もしかしてあなたぶたれるのが好きなの？
Our bro is now an M. Holy shit. The love of... I get it already. I give up and tell her where I live.
ああ、あの薄暗い通りの全然繁盛してなさそうな酒場ね。
I nod. Pretty much, I guess.
私はあなたの脚本を気に入っている。がっかりさせないで。それだけがあなたの生きる意味なの。私にため息をつかせたらあなたの息の根を止めるわ。
Maybe you should learn how to solve things with something other than murder.
お前オリビア様だって言ってるでしょ。
Do all these nobles just solve things by killing off everyone they don't like? Whatever, at least I can go home now. The wave of relief is helping me keep it together. Thanks, I needed to pay.
奴隷が私にお礼を言うなんて500年早いわ。
These nobles are a real piece of work. She looks puzzled for maybe half a second. Then her mouth settles into a light smile, and she lets out a relieved chuckle.
そうみたいね。あなたの書く言葉は生き生きしている。私をしびれさせて。わかったわね。
A nod in
明
response.
日日付が変わる前に持ってきなさい。
Tomorrow? Right, I didn't sleep last night either. I've been writing for the last three nights straight. And now I have to do it again? I hope I don't pass out. I'll do what I can. You want me to add more characters and scenes, right?
そうね。そして私が感涙するようなものになっていればそれでいい。
Huh.
でも奴隷ごときが私を泣かせたら許さない。
Are you perhaps emotionally unstable? I'm very sorry for calling you emotionally unstable, Olivia-sama. Sighing, I roll up the parchment. I'll go back home and write.
さっさと行きなさい。私は本気。つまらなかったら本当に殺す。いいわね。
I get it. Can I go already? Olivia nods. I turn my back on her and walk away. The coins clink in my pocket. At least I'll be able to pay Ed. And we can manage to make it to the end of the month now. That's something that's something good. Once I'm away from that Olivia woman, I heave a sigh of relief. I'm a Dore now, huh? What even is my life right now? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The POV of Olivia. William Shakespeare leaves, his unkempt golden mane of hair swaying as he goes. Hair too long for a man. He has no presence, no propriety. In his eyes, the look of someone who thinks the world owes him something. The fixation on money that so many commoners suffer from. A simple slave even before we met. I wonder if that's how I used to be as well. She's also one of she was someone fancied by the nobles, and she looks rich herself, but she's not a noble herself. That's interesting. Have I behaved like a true noble with tonight? It's fine. There's no problem. I know very well the scorn and indolence with which nobles treat the common folk. You nobles are real pieces of work. Words of Shakespeare still ring in my ears. That's exactly right. They're the privileged class. Have-nots have no choice but to rise above their station with their own power alone. I slowly turn my gaze upwards. The circular theater has no ceiling. I see the moon lazily hanging in the night sky. It's a full majestic moon tonight. I've changed. I rose above my station on account of my beauty, but the moon is always constant and unchanging, unlike me. When I squint, the contours of the beautiful sphere diffuse. I notice a white glow creeping over the edge of the firmament. It's almost dawn. If I stay here until Spencer falls asleep, I'll be able to spend the night out of his bed. Oh shit. She's basically Spencer's bad bitch, and she has no choice. I sigh. William Shakespeare. He has talent. More than probably anyone else alive. Perhaps to be surpassed by no one else on this earth, even after we're long gone. If you resent the world, then you must change it with your own two hands. That's what I did. And so should you. Cursing your circumstances will change nothing. With William Shakespeare's quilt, perhaps I can keep this troop afloat without making use of Spencer's power. If we are chosen to perform for the Queen's court and become the Lord Chamberlain's men, we might have opportunity to negotiate the change of laws themselves. That way, I can stand upon the stage as a woman without reserve. Queen Elizabeth loves plays. Her reign is the greatest opportunity to try and enact change. And above all, I could end my association with that Sikh hedonist. I could put an end to being violated every single day. I am an actress. In this world that disallows women from taking to the stage, I will coin that word. And I will do anything to make that happen. I will roll in bed with that Lurdane toad if I have to. I will even enslave an innocent young man, because I have nothing but the stage. Okay. This is an interesting story for me now. I thought I was gonna be like, oh man, olden times, I'm not gonna like it so much. Apparently it's okay. All right, I'm surprised that the opening song was started playing. Like, getting to Case 2's opening song is way faster compared to Case 3's. All right, I had to call it in for tonight. I was only lucky to find time to be able to do this, but tomorrow I'll be continuing with rewrite. So I might do Sino Daydream on Tuesday. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy watching, and let's get through this. And on Tuesday, I guess. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Ciao.